Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's such a wonderful day. Good to be with you. We're talking track and field this evening. It's just a wonderful time for track and field seasoning. Just about to start officially the Diamond League in Eugene. Nike Prefontaine, one of the most anticipated meets, obviously at the lovely stadium there in Eugene. Didn't make it out there this time. I've been traveling a lot, just got back from Asia. And so I just wanted to make sure that we do a little watch along, talk also the track and field. There's a lot of fantastic stuff going on as well in collegiate sports, and particularly these regional qualifiers, some fast times by the collegiate athletes, and no doubt some of that will feature in our conversation if you want. But I want to start obviously by honing in what I wish was on the Diamond League live this evening if you didn't have to go on USA TV, USA Track and Field TV, but to witness a performance by Beatrice Chibet, the first woman to go sub 29 minutes in the 10,000 meters. This is a second 10,000 meters world record, 28:54:14. That is out of this world. A massive, massive time, clearly shattering the previous record by Gidi. I mean, I don't even understand what was going on in that race. As many of you know, the Kenyans are taking Eugene as a qualification, so she came to qualify. So Gidi would have had a world record of 29:01.03, set back all the way in 2021, which was like maybe a day or so, or 2 days after Sifan Hassan had done that. And here you have a 10,000 meters happening. Chibet clearly medaled in 5,000 meters at Budapest and also in Eugene. So she has silver and bronze medals from those world championships over 5,000 meters. And this year she decided to step up and wanted to do the double in Paris. And she comes out here to just qualify. If you watch the post race interview that she did, she wasn't thinking about a world record. She said the world record request in terms of the timing was by Gudaf Sigai. So Sigai requested the world record. Coming into this, as many of you may know, Sigai was fourth on the all-time list. Now she's second on the all-time list because, third on the all-time list rather, just replacing Sifan Hassan. And so it's a fantastic, fantastic performance. And I want to thank everybody for joining me because this is ridiculous in nature. Ridiculous in nature. Hopefully you're excited for the Prefontaine that will be coming up. I mean, if you're a big football or soccer fan, depending on where you want to call that. I mean, FA Cup final this morning. It's a great win if you're a Manchester United fan. Lots of cricket going on as well. The IPL is winding down. Clearly, right now, West Indies are playing South Africa with a team that comprise players that are going to the T20 World Cup and those who aren't. And so all of that stuff, anything you want to talk about, I'm here for it. I'm really excited to be here. We're going to have a good watch along. Some great performances this evening. I'm looking forward to clearly seeing what Grant Holloway will do. It is a stellar field there in the men's 110-meter hurdles. Also a fantastic field in the 100-meter hurdles. The women's 100 meters should look good. We'll see both Sha'Carri Richardson and the Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah out there along with others. So, I mean, what can we say? I mean, there's some notable absences, obviously. No Rai Benjamin in the 400-meter hurdles. And 200 meters clearly missing a few athletes as well, including the likes of Aletsile Tobogo, who we should send out condolences to. Just young lad, lost his mother a few days ago, and so hopefully, he can be with his family and take as much time as he needs, because family is always more important than sport, obviously. And so looking forward to that. I mean, there's other things on tap. You should see a fantastic performance in men's shot put. I don't think the big cowboy hat guy is there, but it's going to be a fantastic field regardless. Triple jump, I'm looking forward to that this evening as well. So there's a number of things on tap, but most anticipated for this evening's Diamond League here in Eugene is the Bowman's Mile. It's going to be ridiculous. I mean, you have the likes of Nagus is there, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Whiteman, you name it. I think Lemaitre Gurma is in the mix, right? And so it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic performance. So, thank you for joining me, and let me know where you're joining me from, and if you're excited for all things track and field. I mean, because I'm telling you, we're not only witnessing great performances, but we've seen a few of that this week. Last week, I was traveling back, and I was fortunate to be watching some stuff in the airport. Saw about the Diamond League there in Marrakesh, and that lovely performance in Atlanta, and also the LA Grand Prix as well, where we saw the likes of Sidney McGuckin decided to do something spectacular over 200 meters, right? And unfortunately, you don't get to see them often, and that was something special from her, which is all signals that it's going to be hot when it comes to that competition between her and Femke Bol. Sydney has declared that she'll be running the 400-meter hurdles, so we have to be excited for that, And I don't know. I mean, the track and field season is off. There's some athletes that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen the likes of Shelley and Fraser Price, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll get in due time. We'll definitely get a chance to see Elaine today. I don't know what shape she's in. We'll have to see. We'll wait and see. Last week we saw a little bit of Sharika Jackson out there in Morocco, which won comfortably, not the fastest time, but it's the first kind of push out of a 200 meters. I don't think she was particularly happy, but I think they mentioned something about it being not as warm as you would anticipate, but you wouldn't be happy with that time, but it's also the first run out, so nothing to be concerned about yet. She looked a little bit loaded. So there's a number of things in the mix, and a number of things that we want to talk about. I mean, I guess the big absence from even this meet too is what's happening with Athing Mu. She's had some struggles, especially since transitioning to Bobby Kersey, and they decided not to run here in Eugene because the hamstring wasn't at its best, and they don't want to put it through any kind of stress. But we'll see. I mean, last year was not a great season for her, but when she ended the Diamond League final last year in a fantastic time of 1:54.97. So you have to think that as long as she's healthy, then maybe she will have an onslaught come Paris, right? But you want to see her, but she's not healthy. We also won't see Kendra as well. I think Kendra Harris isn't here. I think she also has some injury concerns there as well. She had some decent performance the other day, I think, last week in Atlanta. So you want to think that you want these athletes there, but everybody's a little bit coy as well, right? They don't want to push too hard if you don't have to. And I often think that the athletes who are in good, stable positions in terms of financially stable, good deals, they can figure out ways to sustain themselves and not often run. And if you're the more experienced you are, you can manage these things. So I think it's unfortunate that we won't get to see them today, but I wish them very well. And I think 800 meters is going to be fire this year, obviously. Mary Moore, there's not that new there's that youngster there in Great Britain as well, pulling up trees in women's 800 meters as well. I think world lead like twice back to back last week as well. The South African Prudence what's her name again? Sedagadiso, I think, if I have that correctly. She had run I think like a 1:57.26, which basically puts her at world lead. One earlier, I think the day before, Nakai had a world lead of 1:57. So there's a bunch of women already on the 6 women, including Mira Mora, on the sub 1:58. So it's shaping up. We'll get to see what we see from an Athing Mu at some point. You will anticipate will go down. What Keely Hutchinson might do as well. And so the 800 meters at the Olympics should be a fantastic. And I anticipate you'll get to the Olympics with at least 3 or 4 women capable of pulling off, a 155 or better. And that, will put us in some interesting ways. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. What are you saying here, Amber? This channel gonna live stream women's Xfinity 100 meter. I'm not live streaming any, just so people know. I won't put out. I won't put out any live stream. I watch it. I'm watching it and I'll talk about it, but I'm not gonna be the one to put the stream on. That's not my thing. If you want, I think if you're in the United States, you can watch it on NBC, and also I think they're streaming on Peacock, and it was on USA Track and Field Plus if you have that as well. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, I want to quickly touch on the 400 meters because we're gonna 400 meter hurdles as well. We're gonna miss the likes of a Rai Benjamin this year. This year, I think he pulled out of this event, and I think they're about to start with the men's 400 meter hurdles, and I think that is going to be special. I think this year because the big three are back. Certainly back when you think about what was happening. Last year clearly Dos Santos came back. I don't know where he found that form after surgery, and he really opened up his season in sub 47 fashion. And then a week after, Rai Benjamin says, look, I'm going to take your world lead. And so I think that's going to be special. And then to top that off, I mean, I guess the biggest thing of all was what we saw from Karsten Warholm earlier this week. I mean, just outside of his world record there, or world best rather, in the 300 meter hurdles. What did he do? Like a 33.28. And so that's just like 0.02 off of his world best that he did some years ago. And so we're looking at 46.86 from a Dos Santos, I think, and what Rai did last week as well to lower that. And so the men's 400 meter hurdles are, I don't even know what to say. It's in an interesting place. Where you thought the likes of others, where will the likes of a Karamat Master feature, or even that young Jamaican kid that's coming up in the mix? I don't know if any of those guys can challenge anywhere. I think as long as Rai, Varham, and Dos Santos are healthy, it's over, right? And so yeah, right now I'm just taking a little bit of look out on the 400 meters. So bear with me as I kind of take a look at what's going on there. 400 meter hurdles. Yeah, I think Bassett is running really good. I think Jail Hile is way out there in lane here. 8. And then Rashawn Clark, that kid from Jamaica, I think he's going to be special. I mean, ran a fantastic time to get up in the final. He's trying to win that, Clark it is, but I think he just hit that last hurdle, so he's kind of ran out of it somewhat. Yeah. So it's like 48.57 for Drummond there, Maggie second, Allen, and then Clark. I mean, Clark probably would have at least, I don't know if he would have won the race. It looked like he could have from my vantage point, but hitting the last hurdle didn't do him any favors there. Yeah. Didn't do him any favors. Let me see that again. Clark came off, he came off the bend in the lead, looking really good. But I mean, I think his steps was off on hurdle number 9, and then he clearly landed into hurdle number 10 and did well enough not to go down, but clearly lost a lot of his momentum there. And in the end, Allen blows by him. Drummond takes it because he was probably the cleanest on the stretch. And yeah, it's not the greatest not the greatest of times, but I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, 48.56 is not nothing to sneeze about if we're being honest at this time of the season, and especially for a guy like Drummond. But uh, yeah, when we know guys are capable of 4 to 6 and better, very low 4 to 6, it's going to be tough, right? So it's not a great fast time as in the end. I mean, season best officially, I think, for Drummond here. Uh, Season best also for Maggie because he hasn't run this year, I don't think. Allen also uh, ran a 48.39 this season, and this wasn't a great performance there for Clark in the end because of what happened to him, and ends up with Malik James King at the end and Trevor Bassett, which probably is a bit disappointing for him, and Jahil Hyde. Not quite sure what's happening there. Yeah. So that's the first race of Eugene officially on the Diamond League, but clearly there has been 10,000 meters earlier today and world record by, I mean, Beatrice Chebet. I mean, how fantastic is that world record? I just don't even understand. First woman to go sub 29 minutes. And the thing I will say, and I've been saying this a lot, and I mean, the scientific record shows on this as well, we should expect over in the next decade or more that we'll see a lot of improvement in women's times, especially in distance times. So when we look at some of these fabulous records that have been there before, the trajectory is only going to get better. And there's a number of reasons for that. There is a structural reason for that. If many of you know, if you follow the sport, there's distance limits that women couldn't participate in, especially at the Olympic Games many years ago. There's all these pseudoscience about running too far would have been too far of a distance would cause problems, and I don't want to go into all of that, but we can if you want. There's really some interesting good reads on that. And so what happens now is that, once you get into that space and you allow them to flourish, and as training methods have improved, and training methods have certainly improved, especially when it comes to distance running, road racing in particular, that's the one which we've seen much of that kind of a great evolution of what we expect athletes can do, especially in marathon, both men and women, aided obviously by great sports science, aided by better improvement in those gels. I mean, a lot of people don't want to talk about those, but in terms of the time release, those don't upset your stomach, and when at what point some of those energy packs can come out and help you. So if you go back even when Paula Radcliffe or other people broke the world record in marathon 20 years now or so, by the time people used to train for marathons, and by the time they get to 20 mile marker, they're just like a struggle fest to go and finish. Now they can end in fantastic form because they're managing energy better. Obviously there's more improvement in the shoes as well. So when you take all of those things together, when you take more people getting into the sports and the competition improves, you anticipate that you will get better results. And I think women's competition in particular. Discus throws going on. I think they're showing a couple of things here. There's a highly talented field. Obviously, Perez this year with the world lead out of Oklahoma there. Alman is there as well. This is a fantastic, I think, field for women's discus. It's going to be a great year. There's also the gold medalist from Budapest, I think, is there as well. So we're looking forward to a high quality field here. They're in just round 3. Alman is leading with 66.87. Perez is at 66.23 at her best. Yeah, Laluga Tasaga, she's just around 62 meters, so not as good as we anticipate, but we'll see. So see where she is, but as we know, she had that standout thing. Men's 100 meters about to get on track. I think that's going to be a fabulous race. Christian Coleman is in the mix. There's also Blake there as well from Jamaica, who had that false start in the just last week, and that was unfortunate for him. But this should be a good field here. Ferdinand Omanyala is here. Brandon Carnes is here. But you want to think that only Hickling right now has gone sub 10 in the fields in terms of a season best. So we'll see what happens here. I'm looking forward to this. There's interesting running happening in men's 100 meters. We just saw recently the Olympic champion look decent at a not gone sub 10 yet, but in the mix. So there's a few guys around. Let's see what Omanyala will do here. Akeem Blake, yeah. But I suspect if Coleman gets out well, he should win this. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if it's your first time. Lots of stuff on the channel coming up, and we're looking forward to this year's Olympics. I'll be doing a lot of live shows, a lot of explainers on the channel, a lot of different sports too. So if you're not only into if track and field is not your thing alone, we'll be here. I was in Paris just recently at the Olympic Stadium before the track was even done. I always want to show off a little bit. This is a piece of the Olympic track here for those of you who don't know. But we'll more preview for that. Men's 100 meters. Let's see what happens here. I anticipate Coleman should win this. Coleman is out really well. A fabulous start by Christian Coleman. Omanyala is there as well. He's trying to push, but no, doesn't have enough. He comes back in the end there, but Christian Coleman wins 9.95. Very strong, very good headwind, tailwind rather, of 1.2 meters per second. So 2 men under 10. It's a good comeback at the end by Ferdinand Omanyala. I think his dipping is poor there. He probably dipped a little bit too early, but Coleman had a really good start, but started to struggle a little bit at around 70 meters. It looked that way. It may have been comfortable. I have to see his front-on view. It looks decent in the face, so maybe he wasn't that struggling. I take that back. But season best times for both Christian Coleman, 9.95, and Ferdinand Omanyala. Hickling in third in 10.08, and Akeem Blake 10.12, just edging out his Jamaican counterpart in Sandre Davidson. Yeah, Brandon Carnes finishing all the way down in ninth. That would be a little bit of a disappointment, I would think, for him, but not a bad time. I mean, the times are just hovering. We haven't seen anything that fabulous yet, except if you're in the collegiate circle. But as we know, the guys in college are preparing somewhat differently in terms of when they have to peak and so on. So we also are in an era where people are thinking about what will come in terms of the Olympic preparation, and you don't want to run super fast. I mean, still we have Kristen Miller at 9.93 as the official fastest time in the world. Williams also has a 9.93 as well. And prior to this, Hickling at a 9.94. There's some guys in college as well, but there's always that kind of mix with what World Athletics will accept as official fastest times in the world. But yeah, not a bad race. Not I don't want us to be spoiled, and sometimes I get into this mix when you don't see any 9.8s or you don't see a 9.7. We haven't seen a lot of those times in a long time in terms of 9.7s and potentially below. But maybe this is the year, so we'll see. But I think if Coleman would look back at this race, he would probably slightly pleased with the way in which he came out. I think he came out reasonably well. And we'll see. He may not be particularly happy with the finish, but it's still early days. It's going to be tough to make the American national team. A bunch of guys there. But yeah, thanks for joining me. It's a fantastic day for track and field. Let me know where you're joining me from. Really appreciate you on the channel. And what are you most excited for this evening? I want to really see the women's 100-meter hurdles. Definitely 110-meter hurdles will be cracking. I want to see 100-meter her as well, because you have Elaine Thompson, you have Sha'Carri Richards so as well, and see what they're capable of doing. For Elaine, this is her first kind of race, added to the Diamond League circuit a bit late, and should be good. Should be good. And then clearly it's going to be the Bowman's Mile. I think that's stacked, filled with tons of high profile athletes. And I mean, I can't imagine what that race might look like, you know. I mean, can we get like a world best here, right? What are we anticipating? You know, this is, let me know your thoughts on that. Like when you look at the Bowman's Mile and you think about who is in it: Ingebrigtsen, Nagoose, Josh Kerr. I mean, there's Hobbs Kessler in it. There is Lemaitre Germa. There's Jake Whiteman. There's Neil Gurley. I mean, there are guys here that are just in some ridiculous shape. You know, Cole Hawker is there as well. I mean, Kip Sam. I forgot about Kip Sam is in that race as well. So it's gonna be great. You know, really, really gonna be great. And it's many of these guys will battle it out for the 1500 meters at this year's Olympics. Will Ingebrigtsen retain his Olympic title? He's clearly hasn't won at the World Championships in the last couple of years, beaten by two British guys. And so, what will happen at the Olympics? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Hey, Steve, really thank you for joining me from the UK. I've not been this excited about middle distance. Yeah, since Steve Ovet & Co. 1980s. It is. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I mean, it's look, when we think about, I have to be honest with you, a lot of people try to think about sprinting and how excited you might be when you come on to the opening of a track and field season, but everything is just, it's the distances that have been pulling up trees. I mean, the world record just now in 10,000 meters, all these guys, we're gonna, 800 meters look like it might be good this year again for the men. Can we get a bunch of people going close to 140, low 142s? And then 1500 meters is gonna be awful standout at the Olympics. It's just gonna be mad. And yeah, is this the year for Hikam Elga Rouge's world record to go? That's kind of an interesting question. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, and women are doing well. We've seen a lot of great stuff too in the field, discus moving up, even women's long jump. I mean, so sprints haven't delivered yet, but I don't think we should be shocked about that, especially because you got to be very cautious. But yeah, we're in the UK from. You watched the FA Cup final this morning, or your afternoon rather. Yeah. So yeah, this is women's 5,000 meters on the track. I think this is going to be a good race as well. As many of you know, like coming to this, the Kenyan Track and Field Association is using this as also part of picking their team for the for the Olympics rather. But there's a lot of Ethiopians in this race. It should be a good 5,000 meters. I think the world lead already is 14:26 by Beatrice Chebet. Clearly, last year Gudaf Sigai had decided to destroy the 5,000 meter world record, which was only a few months old after Faith Kipyegon broke it in was it June or July? Yeah, so I think 5,000 meter record is also on course to get destroyed again at some point. But this should be a really good matchup here, and we'll see what happens here. A bunch of Ethiopians here. Yeah. I'm just seeing they're breaking away from that. I'm seeing a little triple jump going on. I'm not quite sure who that is. And then they're also interviewing Kristen Coleman. Yeah. I mean, Coleman is looking, his body shape is looking a bit leaner now, like he's tapering off already, or maybe leaning up. But I don't know if he's I'm not hearing him that well, but I'm not sure how happy he will be with this performance here. Women's triple jumper is also good. There's Tia Lafon out there, I know for sure. I've just seen her walking across. There's Ricketts. Hernandez is in the mix as well. I think she's in the lead in the women's triple jump. So yeah, thanks everybody. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If it's your first time, we really welcome you on the channel. If you've been here before, thanks for coming on. As you know, this is your channel. When we do watch alongs or live shows, my intention is to give you all the time to say what you want to say. You know, I put everything up. If you as long as it's clean, you can put up, you can say anything you want and ask questions. You can make any kind of comment, make it lively, and we welcome everybody from all over the world. And we're gearing up for what would be, I hope, a fantastic Olympic Games in Paris. You know, I was there recently. I saw the track being laid. It's fabulous. Looks really good. Yeah. Hey Ryan, how you doing? The mile is the last event of the evening, so there's a ways to go before the mile. You know who you got in the mile. Yeah, it's a number of events before the mile. Right now we're at women's 5,000 meters. That's on track. After that, we'll get the 100-meter hurdles for women, the 110 hurdles for men, 1,500 meters for women. Then we go to 3,000 meter steeplechase for women, 200 meters, 800 meters, 100 meters for women, and then the mile. So depending on, it's going to be, if you're Eastern Standard Time, it's 17:52, I think, is the time for the Bowman's mile. It's going to be fabulous. Really going to be fabulous. Yeah. St. Clair, what's going on? It's good to see you. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, you know, I like to see it. I saw it last week. Actually, I watched it. I think I was in the airport because I was just flying back from I was doing some traveling back to back weeks, but I watched the race and I was like, whoa. Because that's what, a day after it was, I believe it's one day after Nikai had done the world lead, right? Yeah, it's good to see. It's really good to see a South African taking on. I don't know where inspiration comes from. I don't know if it's from Casta, but you know, wherever it came from, I'm happy to see it. I mean, I like to see. I can think women's 800 meters is in a really interesting space. Hopefully, we get a healthy Athing as well. She's pulled out of the Eugene Diamond League. Obviously, she's not here because of precaution, according to Bobby Kersey. But that Keely Hutchinson, Mary Moore, tactically, I think Moore is one of the best out there in terms of setting up a race, and you can imagine what will come there. There's a youngster that from Great Britain that's coming in as well. I don't know if it's too early for her. How old is she? Like 17 or 16? I don't remember. So there, yeah, women's 800 meters in good space. I think if you got to run 150, I don't know what to say. Maybe 154 or something to win in Paris, or be in that kind of shape. You know, you may never get those times, obviously, because of a tactical race and however things go on the day. But yeah, it's really good to see that. And I think at this stage, if my memory is correct, there's at least 6 women who are, or 4 women rather, who are already on the one. We've already gone 155, right? Or 156 rather. Who've gone sub 157, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that's really what you want to see, right? You know, you want to see some really good running. And I think that's, yeah, let me check. I think there's like 6 women or 4 women rather, who've gone under 157 already for the season, right? Yeah, it should be. I think that's the number. I could be wrong. Yeah, so there is, yeah, actually 6 women that's gone under 158. So sorry, my mistake. So there's 157.26 by Prudence, and she is the, you know, fresh on the block right now in terms of how good she could be. You know, there's Nikai, who had the world lead at 157.56. There's also the Ethiopian too, Duguma, who has the 157.56 too. So, and bunch of Ethiopians. Then, yeah, Phoebe Gill. Gill is the one I'm talking about. She's what, 16 or how old is she? I don't remember. Yeah, 157 as well. So there is something to be said about what we might get this year. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we'll get. I want to say, and I mean, this is too early to call. I might get in trouble by saying all this, but last time I felt last year Keely Hutchinson missed out on a gold medal. I think that was her chance, especially when Athing wasn't there, and she didn't, and when Athing wasn't in good form, and she didn't, and Mary won, which was all fair to her because she's very tactically good. But I think this year, if everybody's healthy, it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. Yeah, yeah. I think they're just doing a little show of Beatrice Chibet. I mean, you got to go back to the Beatrice Chibet world record today. I just first, as she said in the interview, I don't know if you guys were watching it. She basically said she didn't ask for the world record. It's Goodhuff's the guy who asked for the world record pace. So she didn't want to interfere with Goodhuff. That's what she was saying in the post-race interview. So she allowed Goodhuff to go, and then later and she was right behind her, but she wasn't chasing a world record. She was just trying to qualify for the Olympics because she wants to double this year, which she will now do. And when she saw that Goodoff was like dropping back a little bit late in the race, she was like, okay, everything is on world record pace. Let me try and push. That was what she was saying. And she pushed, and she becomes the first woman to go sub 29 minutes in the 10,000 meters. Amazing. Oh, yeah. There's Sifan Hassan hanging around in the back here. I didn't even know what I was looking at. Yeah. But she's like way out there in the back. So this is what? Women's 5,000 meters. There are 9 minutes into it. So let me see what's going on the women's 5,000 meters. Yeah. 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 Anybody got any predictions already? Early predictions? Yeah. I mean, Sifan Hassan said she's going to run. What did she say? She was going to run marathon as well at the Olympic Games. She's way off in this. Yeah. 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 This is way off. I think Tay is in the lead. There's some really good running by these Ethiopians in packs. Yeah. It's like 7 of them in the lead in this pack. It's just like they just produce all these athletes. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. What's going on, Imran, my man? Will you have time next Sunday to go live for the first World Cup match? I think so. I'm going to try my best and do that. Actually, if I'm being honest with you, I'm multitasking. I'm watching Chase and Shepherd put some serious runs on the South Africans here. West Indies, 200 for 4 in the 18.3 overs. I've been trying to follow cricket as well. I haven't forgotten the cricket followers. I've been busy, it's been lots of stuff, but this leading up into the Olympics, I'll do coverage on cricket, T20 World Cup cricket. Obviously, I'm gonna do a lot of track and field. This is my first kind of thing. I'll do some football, there's Euro Championships, all sort of stuff. And I've been working on some new things with my producer, and we'll be trying to put out like some recaps of certain sports. So for those of you who may be missing out on some of your sports, we'll definitely do our best to try to do that. But thanks for joining, Imran. Hopefully everything is going well down there in Trinidad. I was planning to come to Trinidad. I still haven't made up my mind yet, my wife, to maybe come check out a game in the World Cup. There's a lot of moving parts on my end, so I don't know. But if not, I know my wife is going down, so she's gonna watch a World Cup game. Will you go to a game in Trinidad? Are you gonna go to West Indies, New Zealand? I think. Yeah. But yeah, this is the. Yeah, I'll try. I mean, yeah, I'll try. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. 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 All right. So, what are you guys thinking on the? I know we had a poll running about the we're just putting up a poll on the women's 100 meters. You know, it's going to be branded as something special. Obviously, Sha'Carri Richards is in it. There's going to be Elaine Thompson. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah. Yeah. So this 5,000 meters about to wrap up here, and it's gonna be. It should be a good race here. It's gonna be. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, it's gonna be almost wrapping up. I mean, the Ethiopians are out there by themselves. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in a bunch. You can't even see Sifan Hassan. I think she's all the way, she's back in 7th place right now. Yeah. I feel like, Tay has been leading this, but but Grebel Salama, I think, will strike. But they're already running packs for these things from time to time. Yeah. This is gonna be super fast. Yeah. Tay is going, and then Hailu's going into the inside. I mean, this is kind of an interesting thing. Grebel Salama has just gone ahead of her right now. Yeah. 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 This is probably good. At this rate, this is what, 13:56, almost ending up around here, less than 100 meters, about 100 meters left coming off the spin. It's gonna be world lead for sure. It's gotta be it's gonna be sub 14:20, and that's a big fight between Gerber Sama and Tay. This is really a strong finish. Gerber Sama wins that 14:18.76. Fantastic. That's world lead. It's probably a PB for her. Probably a PB for her as well, I think. Yeah, it's a fantastic render. Really great running in women's 5,000 meters. Yeah, really. So it's like Ethiopia 1 to 6, Sifan Hassan, which depending on what you want to say, I mean, but she's Dutch obviously, but uh, in 7th. Wow, there's like 7 women running under 14:35. Pretty good. Pretty good. So 14:18.76, tie 14:18.92. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah. What's going on? Thanks for joining. The fastest one will win. Yeah. I mean, look, it's like a fantastic thing when you think about what will happen here, and then you got to think about what Gudov guy will do, what Beatrice Chebet. You can never count on Sifan Hassan. You don't know. I just don't know. I don't understand the Sifan Hassan mix yet in terms of how she's going to run the marathon in Paris as well, which is going to be a fabulous marathon as well. I was at the starting point of the marathon there. I'll show. We have some videos going to come out and show all of that stuff. I was in Paris a couple weeks ago checking out the preparations for the Olympics, and you get to see how. If you read up on the Olympics and you think how they're going to integrate these things, because the Paris Olympics is kind of interestingly special because there's only 2 permanent venues that they're building, or they're built rather, and so everything else is like expandable things that you can put up and take down. That great stadium that they're putting up in front of the Paris, in front of the Eiffel Tower. You can see it, and so there's a lot of interesting stuff happening, and this should be a good marathon throughout this, central Paris and beyond, and running alongside the Seine. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And so anyway, back to this. I don't know how Sifan is gonna want to run stuff on the track and then also run things in the and also run on the track and run the marathon. But Sifan does all sort of interesting stuff, and maybe she's hedging herself, thinking that maybe she's not fast enough to deliver medals on the track anymore. We'll see. Right now, for you guys, 40% of the poll has Elaine winning this 100 meters this evening. Interesting. This will be our first run out. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I want to see what Elaine can do. I mean, this is what we saw from Elaine Thompson-Herah last season, at the ending of last season, was very encouraging. she started to work out with Coach Osborne, got back herself into really great shape. You saw that, you just kind of going sub 11, going down, ended the season fantastically well. And the best part of it, it seemed that she's healthy, but then there's a shifting coach, and now she's over to Walcott, who is preparing both her and the great Shelley Fraser Price. And all the indications seems everything is working out well. So we'll see what we'll get to see. I mean, because if you get a really healthy Elaine Thompson-Herah, then who knows what can happen? You know, she has she she has history in her sights. If she's able to win the 100 meters and defend her title, then she go 3 straight. I mean, and nobody has ever done that on the men's side. Obviously, Usain Bolt has done it, and if she also wins the 200 meters, which I mean, those are long stretches, but if she does the double, then she puts herself way out there in terms of doing both, and would clearly only Bolt would have done that as another athlete. That might be a bit too much for her. We'll see, but you want to see a fit Elaine. If the big three for Jamaica is back, along with whatever United States can do, we'll definitely want to see what the likes of a Julian Alfred will do. What we will get from Daryl Nita. I don't know if I have her all the way down in challenging, but she's having a decent season. I mean, what we'll also get from a few other athletes. I mean, we saw some of the Nigerians on the collegiate circuit. We'll see. We shall see. But we're thinking that we might get some really, really, really good running this year in women's 100 meters. Yeah, and I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. Let me check up on the discus real quickly. I want to see what's going on, because the discus there is really stacked. I think Valerie Allman will win. She really big throw of 67.36. Perez had a big throw as well of 67.25. So that's just edging out. And the Dutch athlete Van Klinken with 64.88. So those are the top three in the women's discus throw. Almond looks in great form, and she's been winning on the circuit. I mean, obviously Perez has the world lead. She has maybe the best throw we've seen in 20-something years or whatever, at 73.09. So yeah, women's discus should be in a good space as well. But Valerie Allman is really a class act as well. We're going to see a lovely 100-meter hurdles coming up right now for women. I mean, this is going to be fantastic. We're looking at the likes of a Masai Russell. Good to see her back and in good form already with a 12.67 this year. There's Alicia Johnson in the mix, 12.57 already this season. Devon Charlton, who's having the season of our life, 12.49. Broke the world record couple times this year in the 60-meter hurdles. Marshall as well with 12.42. Daniel Williams has a 12.46 as well. Obviously, Jasmine Camacho Quinn. I mean, one of the hardest women to beat. 12.45. Nia Ali, 12.44. And Samba Mayela, 12.52. And also Sydney Semba at 12.57. So this is a stacked field. Obviously, the world record holder is not here, but and a few other people, but this is gonna be fantastic running here. Really fantastic running. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining me. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm happy to see Samba Mayela doing well. This year she made a PB, and Sydney Semba as well. I think she's been in good shape. So And one thing about it, this has got to me, women's 100 meters probably the most stacked event in all of track and field. In terms of, you just don't know who would win, who will win. Anybody can win. Well, maybe not anybody, but there's a set of, I would say, 6-7 women that, if they find real form, could win. Yeah. It's going to be a good race. Let's see what Camacho Queen can do. If Camacho Queen gets out on anybody, it's always hard to defeat her. Let's see. Oh. Charlton went out, but she didn't come out as well. Yeah. Camacho Queen didn't have good finish, but she's coming back in this now. Ooh. Did Camacho Queen win that? It's hard to tell. There's a 12:52 into a slight headwind right there. Yeah. And Samba Maela was in the mix. I think she may have won this. Actually, Samba Maela won this. All on the outside. 12:52. If that's confirmed, then that would be a national record for the French, right? It should be a national record. Oh yeah, it is confirmed. Yeah. 12:52. Season best national record, just ahead of Camacho Queen, and Marshall was in the mix as well. Charlton, so really separating by what, 300 of a seconds here. Let me see. Samba Maela out there in the end. Really good dip too, looking across. Interesting, yeah. And Tania Marshall was running really nice. I mean, I was surprised at how Charlton came out. Didn't come out as good as Marshall did. And Marshall was in a good position. Camacho Queen got held back. Danielle Williams as well, not hurdling as well as she normally would. Yeah, but not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let me see what's going on. Comments. I forgot about that. Do you think after the match today, West Indies will name the reserve players for the World Cup? I mean, they can. I mean, or just wait. Is it 3 matches, so they can do it after tomorrow? Let's just transition real quickly, Imran, and for those of you, yeah. I mean, I saw some really good some good stuff. I don't know, who would you put in the reserve? Let me know your thoughts on that, Imran. But I was really surprised. I mean, today Chase was batting really well. I mean, Carl Myers came out decent as well. I mean, I think this is a decent West Indies squad. The only thing I would say, just for those who are into cricket, is that I really wish that Sunil Narine didn't retire from international cricket, or he had changed his mind, because he's having a banger performance in the IPL. And Narine, I would say maybe top 3 in the IPL in terms of standout performances this year. And then he did come out, because there's a lot of speculation on whether or not he would want to come back for the West Indies, and he said he's satisfied or is content with his decision to retire from international cricket. But the way he's batting and bowling, you have him in the mix, everybody else doing well, Russell, Powell, just like a serious concentration by Windies. I would think that they could stand a really good chance of winning this World Cup. But I don't know. We'll see. But that's it for my cricket take. I'll get you back on some cricket stuff. But that was a lovely, lovely race there by Samba Malaya, French national record, having a banger season for her, 12:52. We look at a 12:52 time, and it's not spectacular when we think about many of these women have already gone sub 12:50, the likes of a Williams, the likes of a Devon Charlton, Marshall has gone that fast as well. Clearly, Camacho Quinn. And we know there's capabilities for many of these women to go down to 12:3 and 12:2. So I think it's very early stages, but good competition. This also into a slight headwind. Well, a little bit more than slight, but somewhere around there. So good running so far. And we have to remember, we're just around a few weeks away from many of these major championships. And so athletes are gearing up. They're taking things in a really cautious manner. And they're much more cautious in an Olympic year than they would be, I think, in a World Championship year, in terms of if you have a niggle, what do you do, how circumspect you are in preparation. And even if the programs don't change drastically. Mentally, I think athletes tend to be a little bit more cautious because the Olympics comes around once every 4 years, and if you miss your chance, you gotta wait. And a 4 year cycle is tough for anybody. Even when you have promise, a 4 year cycle is tough because you have to wait it out. And then if you're at a particular point in your career, a 4 year cycle could be the end of you. You may never see another Olympics. But great run there by Samba Malaya, national record for her. Camacho Quinn, as usual, always fighting at the end. I think her biggest problem is getting out, and she hasn't been getting out consistently well. I think a Camacho Quinn that gets out consistently well puts herself in a position to retain our Olympic title. We'll see. We'll see what Toby Amason will eventually do. But I will say, women's 100-meter hurdles, you won't find a competition, right? It's arguably the most stacked field in all of track and field. I mean, I can maybe make some other names out, list some stuff out, or you may disagree, but you just never know on a given day who will win in women's 100-meter hurdles. And the essence of sport is that it's unpredictable and you can't make a choice sometimes or a guess. And I think women's 100 meters is one of those things. So thank you everybody for joining me. If you're first time on the channel, I really appreciate you. If you've been here a long time, yeah, let me know that you're here. Some of you, I know you might be busy, not be able to put anything in the comments, but if you're a long time supporter of Sports Talk Tech, I really appreciate you. And we talk about a lot of different types of sport, and this is just one of the, and we offer a variety of programs on this channel. Live streaming tonight on a little watch along, and we'll do other things. Men's 100 meters on the track, 110-meter hurdles on the track rather. Squirrel be good. Big man Grant Holloway. I mean, I think he wins the Olympics. He probably goes down as the all-time great. Just outside of the world record a few years ago. Won all his world titles, had not lost a race in 60 meters, 60-meter hurdles. I mean, what can you say about Grant Holloway? I mean, he's probably disappointed for what Hansa Parchment did to him. But this is a really stacked field. Trey Cunningham here, Cordell Tinch, Daniel Roberts. Those are high-quality guys. Holloway, Roberts and Cordell Tinch have already gone on in the teens. So this should be good. The Japanese kid is here as well, Izumiya. So I'm looking forward to this race. It should be a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous race coming up now. Yeah. I mean, want to see this. Handsome Parchment, a man for big occasions. You can never count him out. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah. And guys, I really appreciate you. Hit the like button. We're trying to get to 100 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, if you can do me a favor, this lets other people know that we're having a good thing going on over here. So yeah. So this is going to be a good race here. Yeah. Really good race. One of the interesting things I always say, like if you want, Holloway always seemed like he's unbeatable, but if you're in the mix with him, if you're in the mix with Holloway, then clear, I think he's the best hurdler we've ever seen to 8 hurdles. When you get to the last few, if you're in a mix with him, because he's probably never really, I think part of his issue is that he never really sees anybody beside him. And so when you come up close on him, you could put him under a little bit of pressure. But this should be a really great race here. Let's see. You expect Holloway to get out really well. If he doesn't get out really well, he puts the other athletes in the mix. But I think he's going to win this easily. All right. Holloway is way out there already. He's going to win this comfortable. Parchment is way in the back. Look how Holloway is going. This might be sub 12, maybe not, maybe 13 low. Yeah, really good. Roberts coming back. That's a fantastic time. 13:03. That's a world lead. Daniel Roberts, 13:13 in second. Crittenden, 13:16. And Hansa Parchment, 13:28. Parchment will want to throw away the first part of that race because that was terrible. But Holloway came out, and this is a big statement, massive statement right now. 13:03. What's the win here? The win is into a slight headwind minus 0.1. I mean, he's all over. I mean, Answer Parchment looked like he's coming back from all the way from the back just to get into the race. Yeah. Holloway, if he's in that kind of form, it's going to be pretty hard to beat. You can't allow Holloway to get out that fast. I mean, he made Roberts look ordinary. And Roberts usually gets out really good. Huh. Yeah, but 1303, 13.03, 13, and Parchment 13.28. Just nicking Trey Cunningham at 13.29. It's good running from a bunch of these guys too, but Holloway, and you could see he was moving, dipping really hard at the end. I think he was probably trying to go sub 13 here. Anytime you come to Eugene, you always get an opportunity to run really fast. A lot of people like to say Eugene is the fastest track in the world. I'm gonna have a video on it. The guys at Mondo says this track is the fastest this year. This is a piece of the Olympic track, all purple up. I'm doing some interesting stuff. For those of you who don't know, you want to see it, you don't believe it, I got a piece of the Olympic track that none of the athletes have run on yet. So, but the part of the great thing about why Eugene is always fast is also the build to the stadium. So there's an opening there that always gives the athletes a great amount of breeze, sometimes too much, sometimes it goes the other way. And so for athletes to really run, it's a really good track anyway. It's a hard surface. The design of that track in terms of how they layer it is different from how a Mondo would lay their track. They layer their track with different pieces on top and also the different technology that they says when it grips the spikes now, at least for this one, you won't have to reposition your foot in any kind of way. The track like that's on the Eugene surface is a kind of they just lay on top and build it. I forgot. Anyway, I'll talk about this in another video. But anyway, but just the function of Eugene as well in terms of having the allowing a lot of wind. You often get a lot of great times there. So you anticipate that U.S. national trials is going to be a lot of fantastic times. And I think Grant was trying to probably go sub 13 here, but that was a fantastic race by Grant Holloway, world champion for how many years, Olympic silver medalist, and I think he's going to look to make amends for this 100 of a second outside of the world record some years ago too. So I think he's a standout, once in a generation type of athlete, and he just needs to win the Olympic title. But there's a lot of guys who may want to say otherwise, and if you get up on him, then you could put pressure on him, but that's only once in a while. So I don't anticipate that. Coming up next is the highly anticipated women's 1500 meters. It should be really good. Laura Muir is there, Jessica Hull. There is a bunch of women. The Ethiopian, I think, has gone sub 4 minutes. Mesalil, she's 3:57:61. Bell from the UK there, and a couple of the Ethiopians have also gone. Ethiopians have gone under 4 minutes there, and the Kenyan has also gone under 4 minutes as well. So this should be a really good race, and then we'll get some sprinting action on the 100 meters coming up, and then all looking forward to the Bowman's Mile, because I think that's going to be a fantastic race. I'm just listening quickly to what Grant Holloway is saying to NBC Sports. He's saying that if there's any Americans in the race, he wanted to let them know that he's still the top dog. So I think he's trying to make a statement, because coming into this event, Grant didn't have the fastest time in the world, and he pretty much wanted to let people know that he's the man. Yeah. This should be a good race. Obviously, world record by Faith Kipyegon last year, who had a fantastic year, broke 5,000 meters as well. which was eventually broken by Goule-Toppin at the Diamond League final. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me know what were you guys thinking of. What else are you looking forward to for this event? What's most exciting for you? I was want to shout out to my friends at Vita Coca. Still haven't sponsored the channel, but you know, when you can drink the real thing, you know. All right, so this should be good. So Goule-Toppin obviously has the world lead this year at 3:50:30, but she ran earlier today in the women's 10,000 meters, asked for a world record pace, didn't get the world record, but Beatrice Trebet did get the world record, going sub 29 minutes, and Goule-Toppin did go third on the all-time list, just beside former world record holder, or until it's ratified, Lentespet Guidi. So yeah, this should be a good race. Let's see what Nikki Hills can do here as well. Yeah, but all the Ethiopians in this race have gone under 4 minutes. Yeah. Test J is there as well in 3:55. I didn't even realize she was in the race. There's also Ellie St. Pierre. She's been had a good indoor season or fairly decent indoor season. So this should be good. Yeah. I actually don't know how to call this. I don't know what's going to happen here. I guess we'll see in a few minutes. Yeah. You know, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this was the indoor. Yeah, they're now showing a little bit of indoor with Ellis and Claire beating Sigai in the 3,000 meter finals. So, yeah. So, yeah, this should be a good race. Yeah. 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 So that's coming up next on the track. Let me I want to take a quick look at what's happening in the women's triple jump. I neglected that. Let me see what's going on there. I haven't looked at the triple jump. Where is that? All right, so Perez is still in the lead at 14:73. Tia Lafon 14:55. And then Shanika Ricketts 14:55 as well, but in third on count back. Yeah, so decent, nothing out of the ordinary. It's not close to 15 meters yet. I mean, obviously this year we'll have a new Olympic champion in women's triple jump because the great Yulimar Rojas is out for the season. Suffered an unfortunate Achilles injury. She seems to be in rehab, and every now and again they showcase some of her rehab sessions, and we wish her the very best, and hopefully she'll be back. It's not easy to come back from injuries like that and get back to your explosive best, but we'll see. But there's an opportunity for somebody to win a gold medal, because usually once Yulimar is in an event, even if she's not at her best, she'll pop up a 15. She's always a 15-meter plus automatic. And so there's an opportunity for a bunch of women this year to claim a coveted Olympic gold medal in the absence of Yulimar Rojas, the Venezuelan. Yeah, so 1,500 meters are coming up here, and let's see what happens. Yeah. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, they're off on that, and then I'm looking forward to. Let me know what you guys' thoughts for the women's 100 meters as well. That's coming up next. Let's do a quick thing here. Let's see what's happening. Yeah. Let's. All right, it came around in what, like 147? Not 147, like 47 there for the first 300. Yeah. Yeah. So 61.75 for the first lap around there. Pretty decent. So I think Voltage is in the lead right now at 700 meters. And Ellis St. Pierre is there, Jessica Hull in the mix. They just moved over a little bit to show us Katie Moon, who was trying to do a little pole vaulting action, which she tried to bail out of, but didn't really. So, yeah, Voltage is actually have a few meters on Ellis St. Pierre here. Yeah. She already has gone, 355 for the season. So, you know, she's probably going to try and push this out somewhat more. Yeah. Yeah, the pacer is off the track. All they're now reliant on is the wave lights. Will we ever get wave lights in the Olympics or the World Championships? Probably not. Yeah. I mean, St. Pierre is in the mix. Same as Jessica Hull. Laura Muir as well is in the mix. But I think Walter is going to win this comfortable, unless the others can come up on her, which they look like they're trying to come up on her. But yeah. Hull is running well as well. Hull is probably going to overtake St. Pierre, I think. So Hull, St. Pierre, and Laura Muir is in kind of a similar mix. I mean, Welterje is like a little bit ahead of them. I would say that's like 10-meter lead, 12-meter lead. Hull is going to pass St. Pierre. Yeah, so Hull is going to pass St. Pierre. And Laura Muir is in the mix as well. Nikki Hiltz is somewhere in the mix too, but way back. But this is gonna be a ridiculous time from Welterje. She's like all by herself. That's what, like 15 meters, 20 meters. She's running by herself. It's gonna be like 353 or 354. So ridiculous. 353.76. Fantastic running there by the Ethiopian. That's a PB. That's a personal best too for Jessica Hull. Area record 355.97. That's something special there. 356 flat for Ellie St. Pierre. That's a personal best for her. Season best for Laura, 356.35. But 353.75, really, really good running. Big PB there. That is really good running. I mean, she's by herself. That's how many meters is that? 30? I want to see something. This is really I want to see. I want to see the all-time in 1500 meters. So that 353.75 would put her at number 11th all-time. That's some really good running there by Welteshe. Yeah, just a little bit outside of the top 10 by our countrywoman at 3:53:23 Halem. But that is fantastic running, and if she ran this really comfortable, I mean, I think she could go much faster. You know, can she get down to 3:51 or 3:52? Uh, yeah, let's see what we'll get there. But that was some really good running there. Really, really good running by a bunch of women. By a bunch of women. Dean the Dream is here. This may sound crazy, but I think Terry will win the 100 meters. I don't know if it's crazy, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's crazy. Right now, the poll is. Let me see what the poll is saying on our thing. It's basically back in the lane 51%, 24% Sha'Carri, 10% Talu, 8% Terry. I mean, TT has a lot of talent, to be honest with you, Dean the Dream, but I don't know. We'll see. I think it should be a good race. I mean, for both Sha'Carri and Elaine, this is not. This is something that they haven't. They're gonna exercise the legs. Sha'Carri ran some 200 meters on the Diamond League in early, I think. Uh, but Talu was in good form in the Jamaica National Stadium a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch that meet live, but I was traveling to Asia at the time when I landed. By the time I got on a high-speed train after I was watching all of those events, and I was kind of communicated with my good friend of the channel, the big-time journalist out of Jamaica there, Leighton Levy, and he was giving me the rundown of what was happening there. And I eventually saw all of the results, and Talu looked really good. She also, I guess, felt like Jamaica was her second home, so she wanted to put on a show. So I think there is something to be said about that. But we'll see. I mean, a lot of these athletes are gonna try to open up right now, right, and deliver something. And I don't know, it could happen, but so I won't. I don't want to say like you're out of the mix there, right? I definitely won't. I wouldn't say that it's a crazy thing to say, but we'll have to see. Yeah. What are you saying here? Oh, sorry, I don't know who that is. We got to get that officer. Yeah. How did that make it through? I gotta get my producer on that. Cheap views on. I don't know what that is. We gotta. Yeah. That's on a. Okay. Yeah. Sorry everyone, but I got slightly distracted. I wanted to um I wanted to. I was just like responding to Dean the Dream and his comments. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna have women's 100 meters are coming up soon. But before we get to that, well, we're gonna have a few more events. Obviously, we're gonna have steeplechase for women, men's shot put final is in progress, I think, or it's about to come up, and there's a 200-meter men. What? Looking forward to that too. Maybe Kung Fu Kenny. I don't know he had a blister in 200 meters a couple weeks ago as well, signaling that he's in the mix, and. Yeah, but yeah, just to end on that. To be honest with you, being the dream. I mean, Terry hasn't run much either. She has a 11:37 of season best, which is way off of our capability. But we'll see. But I want to see what Alfred will do. It's a really stacked field. There's Alfred. There's Dina Asher Smith. Both of them under the tutelage of Coach Flo. He's probably doing Great work to get them prepared. We want to see what Elaine Thompson will open up with. If Elaine comes out here and open up with something like a banger, then that could change the trajectory of where the season's going to go. We haven't seen Sha'Carri Richardson yet as well. We saw her over about a couple of 200 meters. I think she got nipped at one. The first one she ran by was it the Australian athlete or New Zealand athlete? Our name is slipping, was it a Hobbs or so? I can't remember. And yeah, so there is different, Jefferson's there as well. It's a decent field. I think Darren Nita looked good over a couple races recently. So we're in an interesting space. Today is the day, right? Like we're ending May and getting into soon and getting into June. So a lot of athletes are starting to open up and they will get a better sense. But so yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily say your comment is crazy, but that's not necessarily where I would go either. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Julian Alfred decides to pop a 1080 on us this evening, but we'll see. All right, it should be a good race. So I think they have the women's 3,000 meters on the track right now. Oh, I realize I'm sharing. I didn't realize that. Yeah, there's a lot of great women in the steeplechase. All right, yeah, so we're getting into some women's steeplechase here. Women's 3,000 steeplechase. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what would happen, but I think Beatrice Chip Coach should do something here. I think she had a fabulous run. She had an 8:55 in China, right? A couple weeks ago. She's the only woman to go on a 9 minutes. I think she'll push them hard. It's decent track. There's decent crowd there in Oregon too. All right, yeah. So that's where we are in. I think they're like a couple laps into this women's 3,000 meters. Yeah, there's a few women close to nine, like nine and change. So we'll see. Yeah, this is going to be great. These guys are going on a break. I don't understand why they're going on a break in the middle of the 3,000 steeplechase. This is just outrageous. Got to look at my other stream to see what's going on. Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately I lost a little bit of the coverage of the women's 3,000 meter steeplechase because NBC decided to do a break. Let me see let me get it on another screen. I think I have another stream to follow it. Yeah, right now it looks like Chip Coach is still in the lead at a 1,600 meter mark. Chemute is in second, I think. Yeah. And Yavi in third. And then the other Kenyan, Cherocic. So we'll see. I mean, I have to wait back to get that back on the screen. Yeah. He's okay. It's back. Yeah. I can't imagine Chepkoech not winning this. I mean, she has, her PB is obviously the world record too. I think 844, and she's already gone 855 this season. At some, our countrywoman, the Ugandan actually, not our countrywoman, is like kind of close. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I might. I don't know how fast. I'm trying to gauge the speed. It's like about 2,000 meters about to go. Yeah. Now I'm gonna get a little pole vault look too. Okay. Grove just went over. What's this? 53, 453. Yeah, Katie Moon isn't having the best of pole vault. Could be the wind. I don't know what the wind is, but Grove wins this in 463. Ahead of Moon in 453. Yeah. So at the 2,000 meter mark is about 5 minutes 55. Chemitai, it seems as if she's taking the lead on Beatrix Chipcoach. But it's a massive gap between first and second and the rest of the pack. Lots of meters. Price 50. I don't know how. I have to see it again. It looks like 50 meters. No, not. No, it's about 40 or change. So yeah, Chemotai in the lead, but Beatrice Chipcoach is just right on the mix anyway. So I think they're just gonna sprint for it. Thanks everyone for joining. We're watching Diamond League. The ending of the women's 3,000 meters are going, and we're looking like we're getting a fabulous race. I think Beatrice Chipcoach took back the lead over Chemotai. So only one woman in the world have gone faster than 9 minutes this year, gone sub 9 minutes. And as we were getting at the bell, I think Beatrice will probably run this really fast. Chemitai is also there, so both of them are in the mix here. But we'll see. This looks like a really, really good race. Yeah, Chip Coach ahead by very small amount of meters here. This Chemitai, both of them are in the mix. It's gonna be good. I think Chirochix and Almeyu is also in third and fourth, but you can't see them in the picture. Yeah, I think Chemitai is gonna lead. It's just she's probably gonna take her off now. Yeah, she's gonna pass her. Oh, Chemitai responds and outsprints her. Outsprints the world record holder by some amount too. Oof. 3:55.09. That's a new world lead. So the reigning Olympic champion showed her class here against the world record holder. But this is some really fast times. PB for her as well. 8:55.09 versus 8:56.51. We already know Beatrice ran 8:55.40 this this season already in China. The Kenyans finishing second and third. Almeyu in 9:07. So two women under 9 minutes, and 9:04 isn't bad. Even 9:07 isn't bad. And then the Americans 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this was good running. I thought Beatrice would have won this easily, but Chemitai had other plans. Yeah, it's pretty good running here. Good. Yeah, world lead, national record for Uganda, PB. You can't ask for much more than that for today. So yeah, that's women's 3,000 meters steeplechase. Men's shot put is in progress. Let me get a quick look at that. Whoa, world lead by Joe Kovacs. I didn't even realize this. Whoa, they haven't showed us this yet. 23 meters. Whoa, Big Joe is back. 23.03 meters. That's a world lead. That's some big man territory there. That's way out there. That was his second attempt. His first attempt was 22.46. Then he gets a big throw ahead of his American counterpart, Otterdal Payton, and he's at what, 21.91. Big Tommy Walsh 21.33. But 23 meters is big time. The men's shot put is going back in places. You see Fabry throwing really well last week and so on. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a few guys well going into the 23 meters. It's gonna be exciting. Maybe one or really gonna be exciting. So that's where we are on the men's shot put. Once I get to, I want to see that throw from Joe Kovacs. As many of you know, Joe Kovacs. Last week he looked really well. I mean, I think Kovacs is setting up himself for something special. The American team is going to be tough, as usual. Who knows? They may end up sweeping the medals at the Olympics, but we'll see. Next on the track, though, will be the 200 meters for men. Good lineup. We're missing a few people. There's no Aaron Knighton. He pulled out. Clearly, there's no Letsile Tobogo. Condolences rather to him and his family. He lost his mom, and yeah, it's just an awful situation. So yeah, hopefully, he's with his family, and wish them the very best. The men's 200 meters here features Kung Fu Kenny, who seems to be in great form, 1967 already for the season. Courtney Lindsay's there already with a fantastic time for the year as well, 1971. So those are the two guys in this race that have already gone sub 20. And yeah, when Kung Fu Kenny ran that 1967 a few weeks ago, Noah Lyles was like, yeah, I'll let you hold it on till I run. Lyles looked really good last week too in the 150 meter. It was the 150, yeah, on the straight. He looked really good. So yeah, it's gonna be great running. There's Joseph Fambule in the race as well. Kyrie King, Ian Carr, Brandon Carnes. A few of these guys haven't run a race. Well, Carnes doesn't have anything registered here, but for most of these guys, so I would say Fambule, King, decent running, 20:06, but clearly Kung Fu Kenny, I think, is the big favorite for this. And maybe let's see what Courtney Lindsay can do. He had a good run earlier this year as well. Let me see what you're saying here. I'm saying it seems like Byron embarrassed steeplechase runner Rupchip is back. Yeah, the what was the ruling again? I feel like I'm getting early onset Alzheimer's. Like to be honest with you, there was something I can't remember off the top of my head how she got the the well, it was a did she get release of half of some of the ban, or she just served the entire 4 years? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because she got suspended in what was it 2020? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But she's back though. Yeah, and then yeah, she did win the yeah, it was in China she ran that marathon, right? Yeah. I guess. I mean, one thing though is that when you come back off of bans, I think that usually are really circumspect on, not circumspect, but they check you a lot. You get more scrutiny. Yeah, there's Kung Fu Kenny here. It's a guy who knows how to show up. Obviously, he has the silver medal from the Olympics. He has a world championship silver medal as well. So world lead 1967. Had some good help in that race with the headwind, I think, with the tailwind rather. But take nothing aside, I think he looks in really good shape. I'm not quite sure what's happening with Aaron Knight, and I didn't read the details for why he pulled out of the meet. Yeah, Lindsay looked good earlier this year too, so this should be a good race. All right, so we're getting down to some good sprinting. Thanks everybody. We're trying to get off 100 likes, so give us a like. Joseph Fambule. All right, I think they're gonna show us the shot put with Big Joy Kovacs. Look at that. Woof! 23 and change. I mean, Big Joy, man. I like him. It's like, I mean, these guys. I saw him lifting some weights there. When he won the other day, it was like lifting like every weights in some place recently. But yeah, it's a form of his life. Well, maybe not a form of his life, but a good world leader, 23 meters. Yeah. Hmm. All right, let's see what they do here in this blocks. I mean, Fambole got up too early, I think. But Kenny is running a decent turn. Is that Courtney Lindsay too? Yeah. Yeah, Lindsay was off, and Kung Fu Kenny now looks relaxed and he's going to win this. Yeah. Kung Fu Kenny 1989 plus 1.8 win. So that's a good helping there. I don't think he would be happy in which the way he ran that curve, Kenny. But it's a good run. 1989, that's what? Second, he's running decent times. Lindsay 20:09, so he comfortably wins. Nobody else under 20 seconds except Kung Fu Kenny. The lift could be a little bit better here, but it's more of a relaxation for me right there. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't look. I mean, in the end, it just looks like he was just like going through the motions as if he wasn't pushing it hard. I mean, sometimes you can disguise that with trying to be focused on your form, but I don't think he had that. He didn't have the greatest of curves, and he also could have been lifting a little bit better. But he won this comfortably. 1989, Lindsay second in 20.09, and Kyrie King 2015. Just edging Joseph Fambule, who I thought just sprang out of the blocks based from my vantage point. I want to see it again, but he didn't look like he came out well out of the blocks. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. That's it on the men's 200 meters. It's going to be exciting. A few more races to go. Really few more races to go here. Women's 800 meters are next. That should be a fantastic race. We have Gemma Riki in that race. Obviously, Keely Hutchinson's there. Mary Mora. Nakai's there as well. It's a fantastic race. Doguma is there as well. She also ran really well. She has a season best of 1:57. So we're looking at, well, Keely Hutchinson hasn't run any races this year, but she has a PB of 55:19. Mary Moore has already run 1:57 already. Gemma Riki gave us a 1:58 this season. Yeah, so all the women who've ran already they've all gone under 2 minutes. Even Natalia Goule as well. So this should be good. I want to see what kind of shape Keely Hutchinson is in. There was an interesting interview with her the other day, I think on the BBC, where I don't know if I can't remember everything, but I was just saying I think she probably trying to acknowledge that she may have missed out last year in terms of not winning that gold medal, but we'll see. I think this should be a good race. Should be a good mirror more. I think tactically our strategies are always good. So looking forward to that. That's coming up next. Then women's 100 meters that will feature Julian Alfred. Will feature Elaine Thompson-Herah, Sha'Carri Richardson, T.T. Terry, a bunch of other people. I'm trying to hear what Kung Fu Kenny is saying here. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what he's saying. Yeah, Kenny feels okay. I don't think he's saying anything special. It's like he ran his PB last week. Oh, well, a couple weeks ago, and he's just continuing his dominance or something like that. He's saying so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's 100% happy with that performance, but it's also nothing to. I think the time is okay. The time is not the issue here. I think he didn't run a good curve, so I think he has to focus on that some more, and maybe getting on. When he gets off the curve, because the thing about running that good curve is that it will slingshot you into better turnover on the straight. So that's what he has to work on. But we'll see. 800 meters getting on the track. They're calling out people. Mira Moore is coming out here. Yeah. It's going to be Hutchinson. This is going to be fantastic. I appreciate everybody for joining me. We almost getting to the end of the Eugene Diamond League. We got a super spectacular world record that didn't show on television. You had to have the USA Track and Field stream to watch it, or maybe if you're in another country, you saw it in the 10,000 meters. Yeah. I mean, Gemma is very young still. I forgot this. 20, she's 22. She broke on the scene a few years ago. There's Nakai here. Yeah. There's a lot of high quality athletes here. Obviously, I think Mu is missing. She pulled out because of a sore hamstring, according to Bobby Kersey. So let's hope that she'll overcome the sore hamstring and maybe get. I suspect she probably would want a one race before she gets to the U.S. Championships. Although with her quality, she could run away into the during the rounds and make the U.S. national team because she's that good, assuming she's in good shape. But you never know. You want maybe one race just to iron out the kinks and then get into the championships. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this should be good. Let's see. I wonder what. Yeah, let's see what they'll go around in first. Yeah. And they're off. All right, just around 100 meters, they're gonna cut over. Yeah, a few of these Miramore is like pushing it up out there early, behind the pacemaker. Nakai is there as well. The Guma, Hutchinson's in the mix too. Yeah, kind of comes through in like what 55. Yeah, that's not bad. And Mora is in the lead. Keely Hutchinson is not even in the mix. Well, she's in a distant fourth. So it's Miramora, Nakai, the Guma, Gemma Ricky's around there as well. That's not Gemma Ricky. I think that's Keely Hutchinson there. I think they got it. Yeah. Or is that Gemma Ricky? Yeah. And so they're coming. The Brits are coming. That's a famous statement too, right? So Hutchinson takes the lead. Oh yeah, she's gonna blow them away. Nobody has a kick on that. Morris trying, but Keely bided her time and just like it's gonna be really fast, probably. She's gonna run 155 here. 155.78. That's a whirly. That's a fantastic run there by Keely Hutchinson. Well, lots of questions. We got answers. We got some answers just now. 155.78. That's a massive world lead. Massive world lead. Miramore ran really well. 156.71. That's a fabulous time to Gemariki 157. 156, you're going special. 155, we're talking here. Cooking with a lot of gas right here for Gemariki. Not Gemariki, for Keely Hutchinson, sorry. And Gemariki also running really well. Running wide out there in lane 2. Yeah, it's a statement run here by Keely Hutchinson. Very big statement here. We're looking right now. It's going to be easy to make that British team, so they can think about that. Well, easy for her. Yeah, 155.78. You kind of in the 156 region there. Yeah, she might be doing something special this year. Could be doing something special this year. This is gonna be good. It's big running there by Keely Hutchinson because she was way out, way behind, a way distant fourth too because the three African women were leading there, Nakai, Muramura, and Duguma, and then all of a sudden, many of them failed at the end, right? Yeah. Nakai finishing in fifth. Nina Atkins from the US coming up there running a season best of 157 as well. This is some good running here. Two women running 157, Nakai 158, Bissett 158 as well, 158 for Herta, Klekla. And, Duguma fading, also 158, Goule-Toppin 159. This is, good running. Good running by Keely Hutchinson. That's a big statement there. Your big rivals. You're running against some of your big rivals. Obviously, I think Moo isn't there. You want to show them that I'm ready. Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. Women's 100 meters coming up. Daryl Nita, TT Terry, Julian Alfred, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Sha'Carri Richardson, Talu, Dina Asher-Smith, Jefferson, Brittany Brown. It's going to be a great race. Exciting, it should be. Got to be a good race. Want to see what Dina Asher-Smith will do. Julian Alfred, obviously. Elaine Thompson. These are some big names here that can feature in this year's Olympics. Darren Nita, obviously, can be in the mix. You're talking about, when you look at this list here, Asher-Smith, Talu, Sha'Carri Richardson, Elaine Thompson, Alfred, Nita. People could be, these are people who you expect to see somewhere in and around a final. Let's see what will go on here. All right. Richardson ran out a couple 200 meters the other day. Dina Asher-Smith changing coaches, leaving our longtime coach, coming to the United States, change of scenery, going to Coach Flo. This is a year that we have to watch Julian Alfred as well. The college season, she's no longer a collegiate athlete, so they've clearly created a program for her to be at her very best come the Olympics. From the tiny island of St. Lucia, what that really says to you is that she can be ready for
season debut for the reigning Olympic champion, debut in the 100 this season for the world champion, women's 100.
So Alfred is out really well. Sha'Carri is gonna win this. Sha'Carri looking good. Elaine looks really bad. Sha'Carri Richardson's gonna take this. Massive. World lead, 1083. Or season best rather. That's not world lead. That's not the world lead. Sorry. 1077 is the world lead. Oh yeah. Well. Yeah. Sha'Carri is mean business. Ready. Alfred looked decent. Alfred looked decent as well. Let's see that again. Alfred came out really good there, but then she's in the running, and then once Sha'Carri got top end, she's gone. Really good. Dina Asher-Smith also 1098. Daryl Nita 11 seconds flat. 11:30 for Elaine. I don't know what's going on there. That didn't look good at all. This looks like a role reversal of the 2021. Well, Sha'Carri has made a statement. She's ready. She's fit. 1083. I mean, what's the wind again? 1.5. So, maybe that's around 10.9-ish or so in real, but that doesn't matter right now. Yeah, she didn't start as great, but once she got up into good running, yeah. Knees lifting high, she's pumping well. Yeah, good running by Sha'Carri there. Alfred looked decent to me. Should have been a little bit better, but yeah. We gotta talk about Elaine Thompson right now. I don't know what happened there. So I don't really know what happened there with Elaine. She just looked like she was just like jogging and not in it. 11:30, dead last. I know this is your first race, but I don't think your first race should you come to the Diamond League around 11:30. Maybe she felt something. Didn't look that way. We'd love to hear the explanation. Talu finishing down there as well. TT Terry down there. Three women under 11 seconds. Sha'Carri clearly the class here. Season best 1083. Alfred 1093. And it was good helping win. Is 1.5 is what you asked for. That should get you some good running. Dean Asher Smith also sub 11 as well. Daryl Nita outside of our PB 11 seconds flat. I want to hear the press conference or the post match, the post race presser from Elaine Thompson. I didn't look good at all. Hi, Paulie. Is it Perline? Yeah. I, I don't. You mean from who? From Osborne from Coach Osborne to Walcott? Yeah. Or you're talking about from Stephen Francis? I mean, the Stephen Francis change, obviously, there was like a significant dip, and then she found a way back last year. You got to be honest. I think with Coach Osborne got back into really good shape. And then that didn't work out for whatever. They couldn't strike the right deal. All that saga. I don't know. I would love to hear what happened. I mean, that I didn't. I mean, we didn't see her, but everything looked like I didn't have any indication of what we should get. Oh, you mean from yeah. I mean, a lot of people say that, and it's true. I always okay. If it's your first, I don't know if it's your first time or you've heard me say this before. I always think athletes can change, right? But I think you have to change in the right cycle, and you have to get in the right situation. I mean, I think the change from Steven to our husband was not the right change, right? Like that's not where you want to go, I would think, right? And whatever they were doing with Bert Cameron or so, but you wanna. I always think that there was a few places, if I'm being honest with you. I always try to put it this way, and I used to say it a lot on the channel. Like, you can't take the Ferrari and bring it to the shade tree mechanic, the guy around the street. And that's what I think she did when she kind of made that initial transition. And then the cycle didn't work well. And then clearly couldn't make injuries again pops up and flaring up and the combination of that. And then she found her way with Osborne when she was working out late and looked decent and, got at the end of last season, the end of the Diamond League season. You're like, all right. When you saw what happened at the end last year, you said, she's even further along on course. That's how I would have viewed it. And then there was a bust up in terms of a negotiation, and she found her way over to Walcott, which, I mean, in all fairness, he should be able to get her up to whatever level. I mean, he's he's won with he's won with with Fraser Price, and he's also medaled with Fraser Price when she had a bad season last year in terms of injury, right? And she came on the scene and found her way on the medal podium. And a lot of that is obviously on the Shelley's determination as well. But yeah, it's that didn't look good. I don't know, it didn't look good last week. Jackson didn't look good over when she opened up, but that's a different story. She didn't win the way she still won the race and looked comfortable in parts. And there's a lot of things. And then she also looked like she was loaded last week. Elaine looked fine. I don't know. I'd love to hear. I want to hear. I mean, athletes can have a bad run. I'm seeing Gabby Thomas on the TV now. She didn't look good last week, and she held her hand up and said that was a poor 200 that she ran in with when Sydney won. And she had a good early part of the season running good 400 meters and so on. So it could be just that it's the first race for Elaine and she just didn't look good. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Sha'Carri is going to be a threat. I think as long as she's healthy, I mean, I know she's in a right age group as well, like to go up. So as long as she's not hurt or our head is in the wrong place, I think she's a reigning world champion. Yeah, but it's definitely. I mean, I don't know. The Jamaica sweep doesn't look that hot right now, but it's still early days. But yeah, big race on the track. We are heading into the Bowman's Mile. This could be one of the world. We could get a world record here, a world best here. This is like loaded. When we talk about loaded, this is what you call it. There's Lemaitre Germa in this race. There is Jake Whiteman in this race. There is Neil Gurley in this race. There is Josh Kerr in this race. There's Negoose. There's Kebs Hostler. There's Cole Hockler. And obviously, the great Jakob Ingebrigtsen. This is about to be. This is going to be stupid right here. Yeah. How you doing, Shamar? Good to see you. Yeah, just here, watch along. Just saw the women's 100 meters. Sha'Carri looked good. Very good, I guess. 1083. I mean, helping win 1.5 for sure. But I mean, well, let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, first you got to make the team. But I mean, let me just watch a little bit of this Bowman's Mile here. Yeah. And the wavelength has this. I think they're gonna do it at a 347 pace. Let's see what's going on. Jakob is way out on wide, running wide. Maybe he's trying to avoid these guys. Yeah. Where's Jake Whiteman? It's kind of hard to see. I think I see Josh Kerr right there. Yeah. Or that's Gouley right there beside him. Thank you for coming on the channel. Thanks everybody. Thanks for last event of the Eugene Diamond League. It's crazy right here. Jakob is still in the mix. There's Kipsang. I think Kipsang is right there. Kipsang, Jakob, Negoose. Is that Whiteman? Yeah. Cole Hocker, I think that's on the end right there. Josh Kerr. Negoose is making a step up to get back right beside Jakob Ingebrigtsen. These guys are going really good right here. Kessler stepped off the track. I wonder if he's injured. Yeah. I wonder what happened to him because he was having a good season. I mean, this pace guy is running really hard right here. But Kipsang is right there. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, the Goose, Whiteman. Josh Kerr is there. There's a stepping up right there. This is going to be fantastic. I mean, this pace guy is running his life out. Kipsang, Kerr, Negoose, Haka. These guys are stepping. Ingebrigtsen there is trying to find a way. He's going wide a little bit because Josh Kerr has just moved in the lead right there. Yeah. Negoose is right there too. Whiteman is coming. This is going to be a sprint to the finish right here. And the Goose is up there to his in third position. Whiteman, Josh Kerr. These boys are pushing this. Look at that. Kerr's moving, is putting pressure on Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Nagoose, Whiteman. We're talking about all these guys are picking up medals. Olympic champion, world champion. Ooh, this is moving fast right here. 310, 312. Woof. So Josh Kerr is still in the lead here. I think, and Jakob is trying to get on him. Nagoose is in the mix. I don't know if Jakob can beat him. Josh Kerr's gonna win this. Woof. Kerr is like pushing. He can't pass him. Look at that. He's checking. He's checking. Josh Kerr's checking. There's no way Ingebrigtsen can catch him. Kerr's going to win this handedly. He's checking. Ingebrigtsen, Nagoose. Whiteman gets beat by who that on the line? I don't even see. By Gurley. Oh, this is some real running. 3:45:33. That's some fantastic running there. 3:45:34 by Josh Kerr. That's national record for the Great Britain. World lead PB. Ingebrigtsen 3:45:60. These are some fantastic times. Even Nagoose right here 3:46, 3:47, 3:47, 3:40. This is fun. Where did Kipsang finish? Way down. Cole Hocker 3:48. A bunch of guys running sub 3:50 by far. That was something special. Like, I gotta see this stretch again, because when he comes around, he pushes it on Jakob Ingebrigtsen and he's checking him on the straight. This is really good running there. I mean, that lived up to expectation. Lived up to expectation. What's going on? Yeah, the women's 100 meter went. Sha'Carri Richardson won handily 10:86, 1.5 meters positive win. Elaine finished last in 10:30, I think 11:30, I think. Yeah, I gotta check the results again. Didn't look good for Elaine Thompson. Julian Alfred was second in 10. What was it? 10:93, and I think. Sorry, I'm just like looking back at the women at the men's 100 at the men's mile. Yeah. Yeah, so it's 10:83 for Richardson, Alfred 10:93, Asha Smith 10:98, Darren Nita 11 flat, Jefferson 11.02, Talu 11.05, Terry 11.19, Brittany Brown 11.21, and the Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah 11.30. So that was what was happening there. Yeah. 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 So this was a really excellent Grand Prix. Lived up. Some big names right here. I think the most spectacular thing at the Diamond League today, which happened before they went fully live, was the women's 10,000 meters. Beatrice Chabet going sub 29 minutes. Gudaf Sagai asked for the world record pace. Beatrice decided to stay back. And then when Gudaf couldn't handle it at the end, she took over. It's interesting. Really good running there. Big shot put throw by Joe Kovacs going over 23 meters. Yeah. Excellent. This was exciting. But I don't know. I want to hear what happened to Elaine. I know you can open up, but, 11:30 is a little bit... You don't fly all the way over to Eugene and just open up like that. Something must have gone wrong. Down at the bottom of the track. I want to thank everybody for being on this live with me, for hanging out. I obviously can stick around and talk some more. I have cricket on the side too here. What's this? South Africa is at 142 for 5. They need 12.4. That's the required run rate. Yeah, I'm trying to think through this Elaine thing. I really thought when I saw her added late to the list that she would have been, should have been delivering something really spectacular. I mean, not necessarily have to win, but I didn't think I would have gotten that kind of a response. I'm getting a text from my buddy who was on the waters today, so he's a big Manchester United fan. He didn't realize that he missed the whole FA Cup final because he was at sea. But anyway, yeah, that was just. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I mean, are you shocked by any of these performances? I'm obviously Grant Holloway, fantastic run. Kenny Kung Fu Kenny look okay. 1980 after doing his 1067 a couple weeks ago, he's in good form. Sha'Carri looked good. She didn't look so good in those 200 meters, but she laid down a decent 1086. That's really good timing. That means she's in good shape. The U.S. national trials coming up in a few weeks. Alfred, I thought should have run much faster. Dean Asher Smith, all of them, but it's still early days. But Elaine, though, 11:30 at the back, that's something. I don't know what this. I don't know how to process that. It's our first 100-meter for the season, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's made any comments yet, if they've interviewed her at this moment, but that is a challenging run. That is, yeah. Yeah, feel free to put your comments in. I don't know if you guys saw the race, but it's yeah, that is not good. But back to that Bowman's mile. I mean, that was a fantastic run there by Josh Kerr. Fantastic run by Josh Kerr. I mean, he was checking Inga Brixton. Like when Josh Kerr beat Inga Brixton in the 1500 the World Championship, he took him on late. He came around and passed him, but here he was ahead of him. He's checking him in the stadium there, looking up on the big screen, I think. Yeah, he's looking good. Good run by Gurley there as well. Same, equally good run by Nagoose. But yeah, this 1500 meters come up in this Olympics, it's gonna be special, really special. I don't know if it's time for if these guys are ready to destroy Hickam El Garouge, but this was a fantastic lineup of guys. You had even Lemacha Gurma there, Kip San. I don't know what happened to Hobbs Kessler. He didn't finish. Hopefully, it's not too serious and he just felt something and decided to think about U.S. national trials, because I think that kid has a lot of promise. Cole Hawker also good. When you get guys running 348 low, you're decent running there, and you're thinking about the 347s. You can't complain about that. I think Jake Whiteman and Gurley would be proud of that 347 there. Nagoose 346. That's pretty good running. And the other guys just went. I think Inga Brixton probably didn't think this guy would go 345 low. It's really good running there. Yeah. Really, really good running. Yeah, but this was a fantastic Diamond League, guys. Thank you all for coming on the channel. Lots of other things to discuss. But yeah, I could stick around for a little bit more if you guys have any comments. I don't see any comments coming in, but I appreciate you. But make sure you smash that like button. One of the good things about that, it lets other people know about the channel. There's a bunch of other videos going on the channel as well. Some older videos, if you want to check them out. We have some shorts packages as well. We'll be around a lot this summer, as usual, and offering you a variety of things. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, because what that does is that it makes YouTube know that you value the channel. But once you subscribe, you should hit the notification bell, so whenever we go live, whenever we drop videos, you get notified. It's the best thing on YouTube. And so I want to thank you guys for all joining me. I mean, it's been a long stretch for the last 2 hours and change, and I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. I'll be back. For those of you if you're into motorsports, there's the Indy 500 is tomorrow. I probably should go down there, but I may not. And yeah, there's a lot more track and field going on. Clearly, there's stuff happening in the collegiate circuit as well. Yeah, cricket. If you're a cricket person, there's real football or an NBA. I cover. I may be on for a few more things, but yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.